I know it wasn't your intention when you set out to your life, but it seems to be that you've become somewhat of like a master of the grief process.
Well, yeah, I think it's listening, dude. I think that's like I just said. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned since last time I talked to you, man. Is just because like you can't really. I mean, you can't fix. I mean, I just did an interview with this lady who, when she was in her young 20s, she lost her 4-year-old son. Her and her husband had to decide to take their son off life support. They come home from the hospital that night, and her husband shoots himself in the heart and died. Like these stories, there's really no advice, like at least none that I know that I can really give them to, like, hey, this is how your life. Like, these are some pretty
The
messed
10
up.
steps, the 5 steps to get over this
Yeah,
situation.
here. Oh, don't worry. Here's Mason's 5 steps to overcome this. But yeah,
First step,
I'm
just
glad.
get over it.
Yeah,
Stop thinking
exactly.
about it.
And I think just realizing that, hey, man, like you don't need to worry about trying to fix it. You just need to listen to her and let her feel comfortable enough to talk about it and to maybe cry or whatever else she wants to do. And yeah, I think that's just kind of where I've landed right now. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, man, like it's these stories are intense, and so it's not. I don't really think it's about the advice. It's more just about not being alone and being there for one another.
How do you
So
do that well, man? Like how do you listen to someone really well in
mm,
in that situation?
I think it just like anything else. I think it's just reps on reps on reps. Like I've been doing it for almost 4 years now. And so yeah, I think it's just like anything else. Like the more I've done it, the more comfortable I've gotten, and I guess the better I've gotten at it. Um, so yeah, I think it's just like I think that grief is the same way. I think that's why the first year of grief is so hard. Like you're just a rookie, you're a baby, you have no idea how to even manage all these emotions. So yeah, I think just with time, you just kind of practice and get comfortable with all the different emotions and trying to find ways to explain them and connect with other people through them.
Yeah. So like seems like dealing with other people's grief just comes down to holding space and listening.
Yeah, and just like no judgment, like
Mhm.
and just honesty. I remember one lady I was interviewing. She gave birth to her baby, and it had shoulder dystorphia, so like got stuck, kind of coming out of the womb, and had all sorts of these health conditions because of that. And the baby lived for 41 days, and then they had to take it off life support and basically, let their own baby die. And we were talking in our podcast, and she's like, "So I've been drinking, and um, it's not good." And like, "What do you do, Mason? Like, how'd you deal with that?" And I just looked at her and I'm like, "Oh, like I'm drinking. I'm struggling with that
Yep.
too." And she's just you could see it, like, her
Mm.
whole like, just this relief of like, "Oh, you are, like,
Cheers.
wow." And yeah, and again, back to your joke earlier, like, I feel like if I would've said like, "Oh, here's Mason's 5 steps to," it would have just been this total disconnect, like, she's not doing it right, I'm not good enough, but instead, it was just honesty, like, "Oh, like, I struggle with that too," and it was just she was able to open up more and trust me more. So I think just being human, like, no, like, there's not a person out there on planet Earth that really knows what they're doing. And if they act like they know it all, they're lying. Or they have an ego and they're lying. So just chill out. Don't be so serious and listen and try to learn and have an open mind and an open heart. And
how
that's kind of it for me.
how do you like what advice would you give on like being able to feel for when to inquire more so that person has the chance to open up about that story deeper and be seen versus when to be respectful of painful parts?
Yeah, I think. don't be scared of that terrifying awkward pause that everyone hates, and then we try to fill the awkward silence with a stupid question or something. Like,
Yeah.
I think just learning to just sit in it and just you don't need to say anything right now. And usually 99% of the time they'll keep talking.
Mm.
And then when they don't, you can then think of a question. But I think that goes back to listening. Like if you're truly listening, which I've started to experience this, you'll be caught a lot of times. I'll be caught with I don't know what to say. Like they're done talking because I used to just think of what to say while they were talking. Like, okay, what question to ask
This is
next?
the tricky part, bro.
Yeah, like what should I? And then like I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, whenever they're done talking, this is what's coming next, which is fine. But like, yeah, I get caught in a lot of situations where they're done talking and they look at me and I'm like, oh shit, like I I got nothing. Like I got nothing. But so I think just let it be quiet and silent sometimes, and then I'm not for everyone. There's plenty of times where there's a disconnect and I we're not really connecting and for whatever reason there's plenty of reasons why I'm not your style or you wouldn't like me. Like not everyone likes my podcast and likes um our style, I guess, but
Mm.
I just think not letting that bug you is big. Like just understanding that and letting that be instead of just trying to have everyone love you and yeah, I understand that I'm not everyone's perfect fit, and that's totally fine. Go find someone else that you relate to or connect with.
Mhm.
That's totally fine.
That's really good, man. Like just not trying to manage the reaction you're getting from somebody or performing a certain role to try to garner a certain reaction from somebody. It sounds like it like gives you the presence to be able to listen and connect if the connection's there.
Yeah, I think so, and I don't really I didn't really have that skill before my family died. Like I used to just have this people please. Like I still have that a little bit, but yeah, I just I don't. I'm just able to let that go. Like if I'm not for you and I'm not helping you, then yeah, like like you don't need to leave me a mean comment. Like I don't understand the mean comment. Like just be on your way. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's just part of life, man. Like there's a lot of people I am helping, but that's because I don't get caught up in all the people I'm not helping,
Hmm.
which is a lot. So,
How has losing your family shifted your people pleasing tendencies?
oh man, like it's hard to explain because like I do want people to like me. Like like you. I hope you like me. I hope this conversation goes well. Like it's not like I'm an asshole. Like I hope that like
Yeah.
I do. Like I want everyone to like me, but I think the difference is just understanding what's in my control and understanding that if I'm just my true authentic self, that's going to lead me to connect with people that I can help. And the other people, I'm not going to help. But if I try to play this game of people pleasing and keeping everyone happy, then I'm not my genuine self and I'm really not helping anyone to the level
Mm.
I could be or should be because I'm not really Mason. I'm trying to fit in and keep everyone happy. So, yeah, I think it's just understanding you only have so much energy and time in the day. And so don't put it into areas where you can't control. Like, I can't control if you don't really like me or the podcast. Like, this is just kind of who I am and what it is. So,
Yeah.
sorry, man.
These
Yeah.
are like these are deep insights that at a glance are just kind of like that you might see it on a poster at Earthbound or something, but like the more they settle in, it's really freeing for your soul.
Oh, so much healthier of a person because of it. And like my own self-worth is better as well. Instead
Mm.
of just taking everything so personal, like they don't like me, so what's wrong with me? Like just yeah, and I also just think just the level of pain of losing two kids and your wife and brother and nephew, like it just automatically shifts you into, these other things are just so minimal now. All these things that used to really worry me, like, who cares next to a dead kid? Like,
Yeah.
who cares? And there's no way I would have started a podcast ever and talked about any of my emotions or feelings ever before my family died. Like, I never would have opened up like that. I would have cared way too much what other people thought.
Hmm. Dude, how has it been with some of your guests? Like, have you had some guests on that really, really, really? Obviously, you have some people that are like, "Oh, this is a just conversation about something, and we're going to get through it, and it is what it is, and press record and publish." Two questions actually. Have you had any guests that you didn't publish?
Um, Not on purpose. So we have lost a couple.
Hmm.
But not like we never interviewed someone that, like, didn't like them or like, like, we're not posting that one. That's
Yeah.
never happened.
How do you avoid
Um,
that from happening, man?
does that happen to you?
Okay, the second question is like what guest, what story fucking really, like, what's someone that comes to mind that really gave you a lot of strength personally and helped you in that space?
Oh man, like, I just want to say all of it. Like, I told you about that lady I just interviewed with her husband shooting himself in the heart. I just did an episode with two moms who both lost a young child to suicide. I just did a podcast with this guy from Canada who took his family to Florida and he got rear-ended by a cement truck and his two teenage kids were killed.
In
I
the
mean, all
car?
these in the car, all these people, man, like, it's and it's weird because when people tell me, like, Mason, you're inspiring, it just sounds weird. Like, when my family died, and it doesn't feel like a good thing, but for some reason, like, other people, man, yeah, are very inspiring to me just with how they go about life so quietly and happy and content with so much heartache. Um, it's honestly like I'm having a really hard time, like, trying to. It's just all of them, dude. Like, each story just really impacts me. I do remember I interviewed this guy named Maui a couple years ago. He got divorced. His ex-wife married a drug dealer. This drug deal goes wrong, and so these guys show up at his ex-wife's house, and they have to murder everyone there, including his son. So his 12-year-old son gets murdered because of this drug deal gone wrong. And then Maui finds his kid, and anyways, I'm talking to this guy, and I think I asked him a question about something about happiness or joy because I'm really struggling with it at the time because, like, it just feels like complete betrayal to me. Like, so I asked him, like, how do you feel about joy or happiness, and he just was like, oh, like, I don't care about it. I'm not worried about it. I don't think I'll have that. I'm just kind of worried about purpose and surviving and trying to find peace. And just comments like that just hit me so hard. Like, thank you. Like,
Mm.
I'm not alone. Like, but yeah, I don't really have, like, I really do genuinely appreciate every podcast. And, um,
And
yeah,
you
I don't know
publish
if one,
everyone.
yeah, and I publish, yeah, I do. Like,
Like, you haven't had one where, like, the first 2 minutes you're like, fuck.
I really haven't, dude. But the advantage I have that you really don't is, my content is grief, and really, people grieve. There's really no correct way, and so really,
Yeah.
there's really no. I mean, there is, but it's just different. Like, it's not really like they can start spatting off false information. Like, if that's their grief experience, and like, okay.
Yeah.
I do think other topics are a little different. Like you can't just have this guy going off giving not good information. Like
Yeah.
so that doesn't really happen because I think we're a little more. We just talk about personal stories and what happened and how we deal with it. So that's fun. I've never really thought about that.
Dude, I was fucked from
I
the
wonder if
jump.
that's a problem a lot of podcast guests have. That's so funny to think about.
I was just like at the end, almost just like made up a lie at the very end, just be like, "Oh shit, the audio wasn't bro.
Oh man, sorry I didn't hit record, dude. That's crazy.
Damn, we just
Bye.
missed that whole convo, bro." But then they would be like, "We could just run it back right now." And I'm like, "Nah,
Yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta be somewhere else right now."
That's good, dude. Well, every episode we've lost, we have redone. So
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
been good.
Do you have any intention for the energy that you must walk away from these conversations with in a way that like, because the whole concept is to alchemize pain into love, right? Is
Yeah.
there is there like a framework or an intention that you apply to kind of help move the rubble forward after heavy chats?
I cry. I think I cry a lot is one that I do. Um Now I think I use laughter, dude. I think I use a lot of dark humor and just joke.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
is probably like the opposite of crying, but I do those two a lot. Um I know early on I used to just smoke weed or drink, right? Like I just couldn't. And which is obviously not good. But so I'm glad to say I don't do that anymore. Um but some of these episodes like it's just hard to process. Like they're heavy, dude, and yeah, you're just kind of crying driving home from it. Um a lot of times you try to stay strong for them in the moment and I mean you're crying, but then later after you're really crying, having a breakdown. But it's kind of good tears, kind of like that
Yeah.
feeling you get after throwing up, like just so just a it's a mixed feeling, man. But I mean, some of these people I have on, they haven't talked about it ever or for a very long time, and and it's heavy, man. You can see it in their eyes; they start to shake. Even it's not easy to talk about some of these things, but yeah, I think back to what we were talking about earlier. I just think all the reps too, like just conversation after conversation. I think my body's just getting used to dealing with the trauma.
Yeah. Have you ever read the book The Care of the Soul by Thomas More?
No, but I love reading. I'll read it. What's it about?
It's like a kid at a party with drugs. Like I'll do it. I don't care.
I'll
I
read
love
that shit.
I love taking pills. I'll take it.
Yo, how much? How much is that book? I'll read that, yo.
I'll read that shit. Yeah, you should totally read it, man. Thomas More. He's like a clinical psychologist and a monk for a lot of years. And I mean, he's a awesome. He's I think by far the my favorite episode I've ever had was with this whale of a man. Like,
Oh, you had him on.
oh man, I did. I didn't even. I shoot out tons of emails to people like, "Let me get you on the show," like, and I just airball all
Yeah,
day
shoot your
long.
shot,
Dude,
dude.
I'm airballing all day long, all the time, and I
You
get this
miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? Isn't that right?
100%. I miss 100% of shots I do take, and one time I got an email back from he's like, "Yeah,
That's
okay,
awesome.
yeah." So, yeah, the book, "The Care of the Soul." The thing I love so much about it is the whole premise is psychotherapy translated in the original Greek is psyche therapos, which means care for soul and care for specifically in the sense of like a way that you would care for an animal or a person that's terminally ill, that there's no fix. It's just being there present through the different phases of the experience. And he just juxtaposes that against the way we see that psychotherapy, which is like, how do I fix this? And he's just like, it's all fucked.
Yeah, I need to I need to read that shit, dude. It sounds like right up my alley. It sounds like I'd like
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, man, it's probably one of my favorite reads. He also has a book called The Soul of Sex, which is pretty cool. But
I like sex.
I love sex, man. And
And I love the soul.
so sign me up. The Soul of Sex is cool, man. Like just giving different frames of reference for like for the for the for the sexual experience and what sex is for the body, for the emotion. Like one of the cool little lines there is the body is the soul perceived through the senses, which is like one of the things he talks about quite a bit. Really learning to like honor and see the body as like the temple of the soul that dwells within, and the act of merging being one that's really just like bring it back a lot of reverence for that whole process, which is kind of sensationalized, often in our media.
Yeah, dude. I think through the media and pornography and all that, like I don't even think we know what's. Yeah, I think that's a book everyone could read.
I think one of the greatest frames I've ever heard about pornography is like pornography is like WWE. It's like just it's just an over the top entertainment sensationalized version of fighting or sex, which has nothing at all resembling a real fight, like at all.
Yeah, like you watch a real fight, like they're not
Bro, it's nothing. Yeah, yeah,
suplexes. That's a
yeah,
good analogy. I like that.
yeah, man. Um, yeah, like the whole idea that these painful realities, these contradictions in our experience aren't necessarily to be resolved, but instead practicing expanding our heart and relaxing the expectations on reality that we had to where it's wide enough that we can hold the reality that we're in.
Yeah. So Brax, what's your story? What are you doing with your life? Like why not to just totally change the topic, sorry, but like just hearing you talk about this book, like I just have like I got some questions for you, dude. Now I'm turning the tables. Like
Go for it, man. We're on that on the
what are you
1090 podcast.
what are you trying to do with this podcast, man? Like what are you doing?
um,
Because like, dude, I know podcasting. I know you're not making money. If anything, you're losing money. So
yes,
you're doing because you like it and you're trying to do something.
yeah, man. I just I really love whenever someone can give me a useful insight about life and something that they've learned, something that um, pierces through the mundane and um, little nuances about the human experience. I fucking hate small talk. I hate the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
How's the
Um,
weather over there?
yeah, yeah, 100%. And so that's what this is all about, man. It's just like there are experiences, man, that I've had in my life, um, insights I feel I've discovered that have helped to free my heart and have helped to really flood my body with energy again. And I just can't help but want to share them. So either I hop on and just do monologues because that's a 50% of the podcast on my episodes, which this is episode 94. Is just like, so think about this way, try this out for size, see if this is helpful. And then the other 50 is trying to get more of those from other people.
You what's your family life like? You have girlfriend, wife, kids?
I'm single currently. I have kinda. I mean, I'm talking to a girl. We've been talking for a little bit now. Um, not never married or anything, man. No kids.
You don't have to have kids.
Nah, man. No kiddos. Um, but yeah, man, like I just see this as the like I love my business, like I love my business that I have, and uh, I love I love making money, and but I'm more drawn to those moments of breakthrough that really free people's heart, reconnect them with their sense of being alive, and like I admire the courage it takes to say the truth and then to live a life that aligns with that truth. And so for me, man, this podcast is all about that, and on top of that, about making friends because like I've been able to make some really cool connections through doing this with people that are so into the weeds like I am, that it makes me feel seen and understood in a way that people that I talk to on a daily basis never could.
You ever have you Did you go through like a difficult experience or something bad happened to you that made you want to do something like this?
Acutely, no, but I've always been very emotionally sensitive and dealt a lot with a lot of depression growing up, and a lot of pain with the religion I was brought up into, and starting going to therapy when I was 18, and just made leaps and bounds of the individualization process in a way that gave me a lot of energy of like, other people should fucking do this. This is like, this is really, really good. The, the main pain to purpose thing for me has been my relationship to sex. With that, the whole healing process around sex is the thing that I could talk endlessly about. Like the whole like from 1,000 foot view is like raised super Christian, shame bound sexuality, shame fueled consumption, addiction, all the way down to just like a state of anhedonia and just constant consumption with no feeling, to then being like about 4 years ago, like this is fucked, and I think I'm still missing out on the thing that I never got. And then to begin the healing process of reconnecting to my own sexuality, and then moving into like a place of true abundance in terms of like the energy and control in my own body. Like that's the thing that, if I really feel like I could help somebody, honestly, it would be somebody who's struggling with sex addiction. That's the people that I would be able to like give them a list of 5 tips on how to navigate that thing.
What is sex addiction really like? Is this like a pornography addiction or like no, like you're having sex with people all the time and like how much are we talking?
Yeah. A lot of it's pornography, just because the easy access of it's in your pocket. But like, if you just think about like a food addiction or something, some of it's just like thinking about organizing food that you're going to eat. Sometimes you're actually eating the food. I think the pornography and sex is similar, just depending on the person. For me, though, like I've spent most of my adult life in relationship. So, and on top of that, I spent most of my adult life with a lot of sexual shame. So, in an odd way, like I didn't feel even comfortable really with my own sexual needs and bringing that into my relationship until I was 25, 26. So, a lot of it was more so pornography, sex workers, strip clubs, campsites, just like anything to try to give a sense of novelty, anything to try to give a sense of like juice in the brain, because like, I mean, as a 13-year-old, 12 or 13-year-old kid discovering internet pornography, like I thought I found like the treasure trove of like, this was like the greatest, and still like, I know for a fact, like I still think I found the treasure trove. Like, yeah. And
No, I know the feeling, dude. I know the feeling. Yeah.
yeah, I was just like, this is a thing. This exists. What, like, and
Like, why is anyone leaving their house ever? This is
why
awesome.
does
Let me
anyone
check.
do anything ever? Yeah, that's exactly
Oh,
how. It's a great way to describe the years to follow that. Like, and then
yeah.
once every level of consumption became, once I habituated to it, then it was the next thing. So like constant pornography, then campsites, then strip clubs, sex workers. Then it's just like always either organizing the next rendezvous and using pornography as kind of like the interim. And then and then like where it changed for me, man, was where it changed for me, bro, is I was having this fantastic group sex experience. My dick wouldn't work. It had been that way for a couple of years. My dick never really wanted to work. Like, and I so wanted everything that we were doing. I was obsessed with it, like fiending. But my
Yeah.
body was just didn't feel nothing. Like it was just like a completely, I had no turn on in my body. So that's when I started to realize I think this whole sex addiction thing has nothing to do with my penis. I think there's nothing to do with sex in this whole thing. I think I'm just using sex as the reward to kind of dangle the carrot, so to speak, like a gambling addict. Like it's not about money, it's about anticipating a reward.
Yeah.
Or shopping. They never, people who are addicted to shopping, they never use the things. So,
True.
and the people that are addicted to food never taste the food. They just, just like, it's about lining up the next thing. So yeah, I mean, lots of threads there, man.
What turned it around for you? You just started exercising like a madman, or what?
Exercising? What do you mean? Like working out?
Well, I don't know. Like, how did? Well, yeah. Like, you're like the bodybuilder guy now. I'm just curious how you got out of all that sex addiction. Like, what helped you break through that, or maybe you're still struggling with it, or I don't know. Like, yeah. Like, how have you turned it around?
Man, it really was because it stopped working. Like it just stopped being fun. That's what I felt like. It just became no more fun. There was like where sex and pornography and whatever the sexual act or rendezvous was, it was going to be fun. Once my dick stopped working, once I really became aware that, like, bro, from the neck down, there's no, you don't have, there's no feeling good here. You're just like feeling like you're going to feel good. Obviously, there's an orgasmic release, but like, you're not, this isn't feel good. And you're fucking and jerking off almost angrily, like you need something, like you're trying to light up a cigarette in a windy hall, like, like I'm trying to get some shit and this shit won't work. So that's what it felt like. The wind won't stop blowing, man. The light goes out. And it was like, honestly, dude, I really feel like I dodged a bullet, bro. Yes. Because things were getting dark. Like at the same time, I had started doing quite a lot of cocaine when going out. And the cocaine really fueled the obsession. And the cocaine really just lowered everyone's inhibition. So like, like sex and drugs, they like supercharge. And so I was at a place where I was acting out a lot, and also now using more and more drugs socially. And I was at the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. Actually, like nothing, nothing really gave me any anticipation anymore to fuel that addiction. But then when you added the cocaine on it, like the only thing for me better than being at strip clubs was doing a bunch of cocaine at strip clubs. Then it was fun again. Then it was enjoyable. You know, nothing wrong with this picture. You know,
Great.
yeah. And then not to mention too, like the enjoy the glimpse of power you have when you have a bunch of drugs. Like people are with you, they'll do whatever for drugs, they'll do whatever with you because you have drugs, and it's you know, which that's a weird thing, by the way. Cocaine's more valuable than money. That's a weird concept that I discovered. Like this is
Well,
only $50 worth of cocaine, and the things that we're doing here are worth more than $50, and you've only done 3 bumps out of this bag. Like the conversion rate, like if you look at the currency conversion rate, cocaine is the biggest. Like just go convert your dollars to cocaine,
oh
and then
yeah,
go yeah. Anyways,
that's hilarious.
but I dodged a bullet, man, because I was like really burrowing down, and then started pouring some additional fuel on it. And my partner at the time, we were in an open relationship, and she was like, "Hey, like I think I want to close this," you know. And it was right after I had become really, really aware that this was broken and this wasn't working anymore, and this was looking kind of dark. And so we did. And so I decided to like use that as a good opportunity to start doing the work on myself. And I mean, I can talk all about the steps that I did if you want to know those.
Yeah, what? Give me some of the first couple ones at least.
Yeah. um, the first one was being led by pleasure, not anticipation. Like, where does this feel good? Where does this actually feel good in my body? So it was a lot of like, just like um, masturbating for the first time without any pornography, which is like a Guinness World Record. We're here live with Braxton. He's about to bust a nut a cappella.
Yeah. Acapella. How long did it take you with no porn?
Oh my god, no, it didn't work, man. It just like it was just like feeling the body. And
Wow.
so it was just stuff like that. And then like another thing, like here was deep in the trenches. This was the protocol. It was like, all right, you have one video. You get to watch one video, so choose wisely. And we're not stopping and starting. We're gonna just let the thing go, and we're gonna participate in it. We're not gonna be thumbnail surfing. This isn't sex doom scrolling. We're gonna pick one item. We're gonna buy it. So like shopping cart, you got one cart. You got 5 minutes. Buy it and bounce. And so it was like I started kind of sewering my way into the sex world. Like instead of consumption, can I appreciate this? I started to even. This is like deepest. These are like my deepest field notes. I started to even watch porn videos that wasn't even exactly what the person I didn't really think was the most attractive possible, just to try to widen the appreciation lens from like a narrowing of what I found really erotic to being able to appreciate more and more. Then, bro, when I started getting pro level, I would just be using pictures. Like I would just have a picture that I would just,
Old school.
dude, I would just be old school in it. And I think what I was doing was just getting away from the super stimulus version of sex to a bit more of the old school version of just like um, really contemplating the image, really noticing what happens in my body in response to the image, as opposed to the brain's peak of novelty, next video peak of novelty, trying to sustain that surge of dopamine lift. And yeah, man, it was pretty much my whole sexual healing journey has been just 1,000 different ways of learning to get back into my own body, to feel from my body. And yeah, that was the initial thing, man. Um, that's been a wonderful journey, man. And like the getting away from pornography has been fantastic. Like the way it's just energizing my life, my body, my relationships. It's been fantastic, bro. I never thought I would be where I am, to be honest with you.
I relate a lot to it, obviously, like especially the religion thing. What religion did you grow up in? Did you say?
Christian.
Yeah. What was your relationship like with your parents?
They were like extensions of God. they were like just they were supportive and loving, but kind of through the the like I don't know, think about holding a baby with gloves on. You're like you're there, but not really because you're just kind of being present through a role of who you're supposed to be via this religion. So I didn't really get to know my parents as humans and individuals until like in my later years now.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. You talk to him now.
I'm fucking. They're my homies. Like my mom and I, we've had breakfast every week for 10 years. Like
Oh, that's awesome, man.
my we're like we be smoking weed together sometimes. Like we're chilling, bro. Like
What?
we're literally the bee's knees, bro. We hanging.
So they're not? Are they? They're not religious or what
Bro, it's
anymore?
wild. My whole family's just like exited the whole thing. We've been like,
Man, I'm happy
yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah, man. We're all meeting in the green room. We're like, that shit was crazy. Like, what?
Dude, how do I? I have an 8-year-old son. How do I teach him about sex and porn, and how do I have a how do I help him have a healthy relationship with all that?
Hmm. Is this something you guys are already talking about it? So
No, but he is 8. Like when do you start talking about it? I think pretty soon. Like it's coming soon. I need to start talking about it. I think, right?
is he on socials?
No,
Does he have a phone?
I
Like he has
just
access to pornography?
he does have an iPad.
So,
Um,
so he's on porn
but
sites
I'm just
probably.
more like because I grew up in a very religious home too, and like there was just dude, there's no communication or talk about sex. Like I literally had to learn everything from pornography.
Which taught you nothing.
Yeah, which is the worst. Like, first of all, like, why is my dick so small? Everyone's dick in here is bleeding. Like, just dealing with like this body dysphoria, and the girls don't look like that either. It's just
100%.
Anyways, the WWE example was very good. So just, but like, I'm just trying to like, how do I communicate this world to Blue as he gets older? Because I don't want to be like my parents. Like, if you look at porn, you're going to hell and you're the worst. Like, I don't want it to to be that, because those emotions he has are normal. Like, he is
Yeah.
gonna naturally want to do that. So I don't know. I know you don't have any kids, but just trying to break this mold of growing up in this religious household with these unrealistic expectations about sex and masturbation. From your experience, I didn't know if you had any advice or good ideas
Yeah.
of what to do. I think talking about it is helpful though. I think not talking about it is not helpful. Um,
Agreed, man. I don't know how you would I don't know how you would like I don't spend a lot of time around kids, so like my idea of like psychological development at different ages, I don't have a good grasp on it, but like obviously talking about it is great and I think that one of the greatest things that you can do is just you yourself not have shame around sex.
mhm.
And if you are saying like, yo, Blue, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Blue, like you know how when you're in the shower, the water touches your penis, or sometimes it feels good. Like that's awesome, man. Like so now someone rubs your shoulders and it feels good. Like the body has senses that feel fantastic, and a lot of those feel good areas are in your private parts. And that's if you touch yourself and it feels good, that's awesome. Um, if someone ever else wants to touch you, you have to give them a thumbs up. If you don't give them the thumbs up and they want to touch you, that's not okay. And that's where you come talk to me. But if you're with someone and they want to touch you or you want to touch them and they're both giving thumbs up, that's good. You guys can massage, you guys can play, do your thing. Um, Now, the pornography thing is tricky because it's so powerful, it's so captivating, and I think that telling a young mind that porn is an interesting thing. Some people watch porn and it's really lovely for them and they enjoy it, and it turns them on, it makes their penis feel good, and it's part of like their kind of thing. It's like part of the routine. For a lot of people, porn is a lot different than the feel good parts of your body, because it's more like watching, you know, when you watch your iPad for hours and hours and hours and you're just like watching videos of whoever, Bluey, I don't know. Just it's crazy we're having these porn conversations and referencing Bluey as a like, you know, welcome to 2026. You know, like it's like playing. You know how when we wrestle together, me and you on the floor, we wrestle and it's fun, and we both are breathing and we're both laughing. That feels good. You know how when you play video games until 6 o'clock in the morning and your eyes are bloodshot and you're like you feel almost drained, but you can't stop playing it. For some people, that's what porn's like, and that can get a little risky. So if you ever find that you're watching porn and you're not having the kind of fun we have when we wrestle, and you're not smiling, and it may be time to take a break. And you can always talk to me about it because I have lots of experience here. You know, that might be the conversation I would have.
What's your opinion with porn and relationships?
You know, people are different. And for some people, pornography is really erotically stimulating for them in a way that doesn't create compulsive use. And it's like like it's like smoking some weed and having a good time with, maybe some people like use it when they're with their partner and they're like, it adds kind of this erotic energy in the room. Maybe it's taboo, you know, and it really enhances the sexual experience in a way that amplifies what's already there. I think that's probably a very important distinction. It's not, we're not borrowing from the porn to create the turn on. The turn on's already there, and it's enhanced by this feeling of others, and maybe kind of like almost a simulated group sex type dynamic in the room. That's probably the biggest. That's probably one of the biggest distinctions I would draw. In relationship, though, like I think of the tricky part, man, is what you're training your body to do when you how you're conditioning your body to engage with sex when you view porn as sex. Because pornography, think about the whole practice of watching porn. You know, you're like sitting in a chair and you're hunched over and you're like scrolling this screen and you're like not even aware of your breath, you know, and your body's kind of stiff. And for a lot of people, they're doing it kind of in a secret place, and your body's not moving, you're just jerking off. That experience, from a just a purely physical movement perspective, is completely different than when you're having sex with somebody else. And so, unfortunately, if the majority of your sexual, and I would use air quotes on that, sexual experiences are in that practice, then when you go to have sex with someone else, they're almost a object for you to use. They're almost like a convenient inconvenience in a way, because it's nice to be with another person's body, but you're still going to kind of masturbate with them now instead of practicing the sexual experience, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and then too, like the whole doom scrolling thing with pornography is where I think it's a big red flag. If you watch a porn video and it turns you on and you're like, it ignites my arousal. I don't struggle with arousal. I can feel aroused by touching myself. I can feel my turn on. And this just really invites more of that in my body. I'm not relying on an external stimulus. I'm just inviting it to participate in this thing that already is enjoyable for me. Cool. But if you're not if you're not feeling good, if you can't get turned on and you need this super stimulus of pornography, then I think that's an indication that there's something way off there, man.
Yeah, my next question was going to be, because like a lot of the answers to the pornography questions are like, everyone's just kind of different and it impacts them different. And so my question was going to be like, when would you say like, okay, you crossed the line into the danger zone, and I think that's probably one of them is what you just said, don't you think?
Yeah, when you ask yourself, am I doing this like am I doing this because I'm turned on? That's the biggest question. If I could give any person that's struggling with this, use that. I can do whatever I want. I can watch whatever porn I want. I can hire a sex worker. I can go to a strip club. I can do anything I want as long as in my body below my belt I feel aroused. It's just like the same frame of for like a food addiction. I can eat whatever I want as long as I'm hungry and I'm not full. I can eat when I'm hungry and I can't eat when I'm full. Anytime in between that, that's an embodied practice and I'm game for it. So you feel down, stressed, irritated, you feel that kind of need, like you're in a hot car, someone get me out of here. I need my fix. This is not the time to use.
Well, dude, like porn and sex, like it is a great escape. Like what dealing with grief, like when I wanted to escape it, like you could drink, you could smoke, but looking at porn or sex takes your mind completely out of it, at least
Yeah.
for those few minutes or seconds. Like it is a very powerful numbing stimulus I think a lot of us use to regulate our emotions like stress, anxiety, um,
Yeah.
and then the worst, one of the worst things, dude, for some reason, it's way easier to talk about cocaine addiction, drug addiction than porn addiction. Like it's just something that no one really wants to say that they do for some reason.
I mean,
So
porn, like,
it makes it really hard for people to get help because it's just so taboo to even talk about.
yeah, 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 100%. Makes me think about that Jim Gaffigan bit where he's like, everybody, every time you talk about McDonald's, people are always like, ew, gross. But there's 8 billion people on this planet and they sell 6 billion hamburgers a day. Someone's fucking lying.
Like we don't.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pornography and McDonald's are the same. Like in the drive-through at McDonald's, it's that's porn. Like it's the
yeah.
same thing.
No, for no. So I'm glad that you're able to talk about it, man. I think it definitely help a lot of guys for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think that I think the if you're not turned on, you're doing it, then that's a good time to back out. And two, man, like the motivation for it too is like you're ruining it. Like you're ruining this thing. Without the need for it, there's no pleasure. Like without the need for it, there's no enjoyment. It's just you're like trying to get back. You're down regulated. You're trying to get back to a sense of neutrality. That's not a pleasureful experience. That's return to baseline. Like get to baseline and then add on top of that to feel good. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You've been reading some books recently, man.
Yeah, dude. I've been reading all of Bill O'Reilly's uh, Killing series. So I read Killing Lincoln, Killing the Witches, and then Killing Jesus. Then I just finished Killing Kennedy. So,
What's the whole killing series? Like, what's the whole thought process here?
dude, I don't know, but he he's got a bunch of them, like close to 10. They're just so well written. They're so good. They're so entertaining. And you talk about pornography being a distraction. I feel like reading's been a really good distraction for my brain. I hate like how much I'm on my phone. Like I just hate it. Like when my screen time pops up every Sunday, like I'm just ashamed of myself. Like, oh my God. And so like the reading, like it was really like make me put my phone down and I
Wait, on the screen time thing, can I say something?
oh yeah, go for it.
I was on a date the other day with that girl, and I was showing her
Yeah.
something on my phone, and my screen time popped up. And bro, like the way it made me feel was like the same way if like another girl texted me. I was like, oh fuck, fuck, fuck. It's like your screen time was 10 hours and 20 minutes per day, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, 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 no. Now I'm in the gym,
I
big
was
bro.
just like I can't. And so that I just had some motivations behind it, but really like the books are so good. I just been caught in them all day. And it's just fun to. to learn about all the history, dude. Like I'm so dumb. I didn't know all this stuff, and it's honestly just refreshing to kind of know stuff that's going on. So I love the reading, man. I'll definitely read that book you brought up. Um, yeah, it's been good.
What have you learned, man? Like, what is on the tip of your tongue?
Okay, speaking of sex addict, JFK was a sex addict.
With Monica Lewinsky, yeah?
Well, that was one of them. Marilyn Monroe.
He was fucking with
Nine,
Monroe?
yeah, 19-year-old secretary of the White House. It didn't matter, dude. Said in the book, if he didn't have sex once a day, he'd get like migraine headaches. So I'm pretty sure this is like sex addict. And then JFK, dude, like, I mean, I haven't read all the books, but he he's dealing with the Bay of Pigs, the war in Vietnam, social injustice in Alabama, Martin Luther King, uh Cuban Missile Crisis, Cold War. Like he's dealing this is a tough time to be president, dude. Like his the stress he's under. So just reading all that stuff.
JFK.
Yeah, his wife Jackie was also a hottie. They and everyone just loved him. And then Frank Sinatra was in with the mafia and may have helped JFK get the mafia may have helped JFK get votes to become president. Just like insane stuff, dude, that you're just and then what's weird about history is like if one thing goes different, like if he answers the phone in time or doesn't answer the phone in time or gets this like it's just crazy how different our world would look if just it's the butterfly effect. Like reading
That's
these
always so
books,
interesting to look at, man.
insane to me. So anyway, I don't want to bore you with all that shit, but no man, I've been a sponge. It's been good.
I dig the I dig the format of your videos on them. You just like you just like put a book down and just go right into the storytelling.
Well,
So
I only have 3 minutes, like so I got to get rolling.
yeah.
And yeah, dude, there's a lot to cover. So
What are
I'm
what are
glad you
your
said that. Man. Funny.
yeah, what are your
Do what?
favorite books that you've ever read, man?
I love The Obstacle is the Way. It's a Ryan
Mm.
Holiday book about stoicism. I read that. That was probably the first book I read after the car accident with my family, and just like that stoic mindset of like what happened happened. Like what are you gonna do about it now? And you kind of the thing you're running from is kind of what you need to be facing, and is your ticket out of here. Like the only way out is through. The obstacle is the way. So that was a very inspiring book.
It seems like that specific lesson, the most challenging part is that the beginning of that journey is the acceptance of the event.
Yeah, and I think what helped me accept that is reading and listening to other people's stories and how awful their stories are.
Yeah.
Like like back to JFK, like his wife had two miscarriages. They had a baby that was born and only lived 39 hours. Crushed him. So yeah, I think just realizing because at first I had such an easy life, dude. Like I middle class kid, played college basketball, married high school sweetheart, just never really had anything that difficult ever. And then boom, so like I really went through this change. Like, I just remember feeling so alone and so unique in my pain, and then realizing, like, oh, Mason, like, just go knock on your neighbor's door, dude. Like, everyone is dealing with something, and so just realizing that was very humbling for me.
Hmm. I interrupted you with that question. Favorite books, though, like
No, obstacle is the way I really like. Um,
did you?
I really like.
I saw a book on your story at one point. Or oh, go for it.
No, I like this one a lot. I like this one by Colin Campbell, Finding the Words.
Oh, what's the yeah? What's kind of the takeaway on that one, man?
So Colin, dude, I had Colin on my podcast. This guy's freaking genius, dude.
What's his name?
But he lost 2 kids to a drunk driver, and so he just talks about grief and finding the words and how you're probably not ever really gonna find them, but the point is to try to find them and talk about it, and so really, like, that book impacted my life in a big way as well.
What's
So
the
yeah, I don't
what you said the synopsis was like?
I think Community, like, he's kind of like an atheist, but culturally he's Jewish. His wife is
Hmm.
Jewish. And he talks about how the Jewish culture has this beautiful way of helping people grieve, and they show up at their house like every day and they cry together, and
Hmm.
it was just very different from my experience. Um and the thing that I love about Colin Campbell is he just says a lot of the things I'm thinking, but he's very smart and he can actually put it into words much better than I can. And but he says some of the things that I'm like, a lot of people tell me like, oh, they're in a better place. Like your kids are in a better place. And I remember Colin Campbell talking about this, and he said, he's like, well, what I tell him is, well, go home and kill your kids then. Like, yeah, he's the man, dude. Like he just has these balls. Like he'll just say it, and like I always want to say that, but like I'm too nice. But Colin's like, what are you saying? Like, actually think about it. Like, go home and kill your kids. Then, like, if you truly think they're in a better place, like, and just so things like that. I just like this book I'm reading. I'm just like, oh hell yeah, dude. Like,
That
fucking
fucking
tell
part,
me,
yeah.
man.
Get him, bro.
Yeah. So there's so much of that, and then just his ability to, I don't want to call it an angry phase because like you're still kind of always dealing with the anger, but the ability that he was able to get to of just appreciating life again and finding joy with the sadness was just very motivating to me, and just set a good example that someone can go through tragedy that's really unfair and still live a very productive, meaningful life.
Yeah.
And I just love his balance. I think he's balancing the pain and honoring his daughters, Ruby and Hart, that were killed, and then also balancing that with joy and moving forward and continuing to live a life that they would be proud of. So I just
Mm.
appreciate that that he gave from that book.
The that idea of happiness betrayal kind of thing. Like I'm happy, and how can I feel guilty for feeling happy?
Yeah.
Like, how have you and the guests on your show made sense of that, learned to navigate that, do that in a really in a good way?
Yeah, well, I think one, just all the guests showed me that it's possible. Like just seeing it. Like, oh, wow, like this is legit. Like these people are truly heartbroken and at the same time, truly happy, living a good life. How are they doing that? So I think just seeing it and just seeing that it was possible was big. And then just, I always thought people were lying if they said they were happy. And these people I believed, like, because they talked
Yeah,
about the misery part.
yeah,
Uh, and so I, th- I don't, time doesn't heal all wounds. I think that's not true. But I think what the time has allowed is just the strength and the ability to take all the pain that's still there, but now have the ability to take in some laughs or have a good
mm.
day or fall in love again
Mm.
with a girl, or you just have more space to do that. It's not that the pain isn't there, and it doesn't mean that because you have the presence of joy, the sadness has to leave. It's they can just coexist together, and that's yeah, I like to think that's kind of where I'm at now more than where I was a few years ago. I felt like at the beginning I had to pick one. Like, are we mad today or
Mm.
are we happy moving forward today? And now I kind of understand it's just always both. I think it's just both of those things all the time.
You ever heard like the I think the box, like a, I don't know the actual name for it, the box and a ball analogy for the,
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's
I
really
love it.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, so like there's a button in the box
Yeah, yeah,
right? Yeah, and the beginning of grief, the ball's really big, like, it's basically just sitting on the button, just
yeah.
and then the box gets bigger as time goes on, and then this ball will start to roll, and every once in a while, it'll hit over that button,
Mm,
the waves of grief, but yeah, a lot of people have brought that, analogy, and, it's a good one, yeah, so I think the box has gotten bigger, but the button's definitely still there for sure.
yeah. Do you do any type of like a intentional remembering and reflecting, or do you just allow life to throw you those memories?
No, so this is my wall.
Oh, oh, that's
uh,
awesome.
so yeah, so no, it's not, pretty inconsistent, like, it's not like I come into this room every day and stare at the wall. Well, I mean, sometimes I do.
Yeah.
But no, I try to be intentional every morning with a thought, or just talking to them, or sometimes it's writing. A lot of the times it's music. I'll listen to music and just whatever song pops in on the Spotify shuffle will mean something. So yeah, it's very different every day, but the balancing act is really important. And so yeah, I do like it doesn't even have to be sad necessarily, but just talking about them, and
Mhm,
then every night when I tuck Blue in, we say good night to Courtney, Riggins, Frankie, Race, and Ryder. We say good night, and if you guys don't have to sleep, then we'll see you in the morning.
mhm.
I don't know why, if that even makes sense, but it's just something me and Blue say every night when we go to bed. Um, but yeah, I think that just helps with your ability to have joy and feel happy is by just honoring them and keeping them alive by talking about them.
Yeah. Do you ever think about them watching you in a comical way? Like,
Oh, all the time, all the time.
like
Yeah, like, I saw like, I was just with a group of people the other day, and someone ripped ass in the middle, and I just thought of Race, like, that's Race just pranking me, like, chill out. Oh, all the time, man. I'm at the skate park, and kid skates by, like, that looks just like Ryder. Like, that kid looks
Mhm.
just like Ryder. So yeah, they're just kinda all over the place. Like, have you ever seen the movie A Beautiful Mind?
With who's the actor? Jim
Yeah, that's
Carrey?
Kurt or Russell Crowe.
Why am I thinking Jim Carrey? Is it?
Anyway, he's got, like,
The-
schizophrenia or something, and so, like, he sees these imaginary people.
haven't seen it.
He, like, talks to them all day. Anyway, like, that's, like, what I feel like I just am talking to these dead people all day, and it
Mm,
does kinda get funny sometimes, like,
yeah,
for sure.
the
Yeah.
sense of humor, man. It's like it's the healing part, right?
You gotta have one, man. I don't know how I'd survive without it. You truly just have to laugh at how funny it is. All it's just a
Yeah,
joke. A
I
joke.
my one of my trainers at the studio, like he he just tragically lost his dad, and
Uh,
it was like this is probably like 2 years ago, and they were trying to get a hold of his mom. They live separately, like his mom and dad are separate. His dad passed away, and they were trying to get a hold of their mom to tell her, and they couldn't get a hold of her, and just found out that she had like died in her apartment, like just like a random thing, completely unrelated. She didn't even know that he had died. Like less than 24
uh,
hours later, he called the game, was like, my mom just died too. Like, so I was like, what, And so he flew up to Chicago to be with his family, and I went up there to go just see him a couple days later, and we were we were at a red light, and he was sitting there. He had two vapes in his hand, hitting them both, and his brother was like, "Jesus, Mike, two vapes," and he's like, "One for each parent." 48 hours after.
you gotta love that. You gotta love that. Like, yeah, man.
Exactly, man.
You gotta
Exactly.
laugh or cry.
Yeah. Do you
That's a
know?
good
Do you know? What's his name? Seth Gale. Seth Gale, I
yeah.
think. You do know
Gailey?
Seth? Yeah, Gailey.
Yeah.
I just started reading his book last night. It seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I have it around here somewhere.
Strength Beyond the Shadows or Strength?
Yeah, it's good, man. This story's freaking brutal, but yeah, I had him on,
Yeah.
man, maybe a couple years ago now, dude. Time's kind of just flying by. But
Okay, so you published that one.
yeah, you have to go find it, but yeah, I but we recorded. We're good buddies, kind of. We message each other every now and again, and
That's awesome.
he's he's getting after it. Did you have him on your podcast?
We're planning it.
Dude, you'll love him. Yeah, he'll open up and say whatever, dude.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's cool.
So
You ever like?
when you have him on, tell him I say hello.
I will, man. Absolutely will.
Yeah,
Um,
please do that for me.
well, have you written a book?
Have I written a book?
Yeah.
Dude, I actually I've tried. I just start crying and then I get mad and then I stop and then and then when I pick up to keep doing it, like the next day, I'll read back what I wrote. I'm like, this is dog shit. So I keep erasing and starting. I don't know if I can ever do it, dude. It's just my brain. I cannot stay on a linear thought process. Like I just
Dude,
start bouncing around. But I've thought about it and I've tried. I don't know if I can do it yet. But
what if you instead reached out to everybody who's been on the show and asked them to write a 3 to 4 page little excerpt and you can do a compilation?
that is a good idea.
Dude, because
Truly.
that might be it right there, bro. And then you could just write your 4 page shitty story that you look back and go, well, that's dog shit, but it's only 4 pages.
No, I really like that. Got me thinking now, dude.
Boom, go for it, bro. There's the
Plus, they do all the work. I don't even really have to do anything either. Like they're.
that's it, man. You write a 4 page book and
Hey,
then
what happened to your thumb?
oh, I should have mentioned that when you said have I ever experienced tragic loss. That's the finger, bro. Hey, but check it, bro. I can do this shit right here real good.
Oh!
Hey, I did that one time at a festival when people were on a bunch of LSD, and that was really funny. Yeah, man, I was, you know what I'm saying, just doing a normal day's work. I was 2 years old, and I was watching the Bob the Builder show. My mom and dad, they had a ladder out. They were putting stuff into the attic, and I climbed up the ladder, and then I missed a step and fell down it. And like, you know how in each step there's a little tiny bracket reinforcement that just my thumb was right in there, dude. So I went down, the thumb stayed up, and I was eliminated.
That's rough, dude. I thought for sure it was gonna be like a weightlifting. Dude, like you got
The
stuck
heaviest
on.
weights ever, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Took it off, man. Yeah, that's the best review I can ever give anything. I'm like, so 1.5 thumbs up, bro. That's a raving review for me. Yeah,
Good thing you can laugh about it, dude.
yeah, 100%. Is there anything coming up for you, man, that you're really looking forward to, professionally, personally?
Um, nah, I don't think my next speaking gig's till like June or something. So I got a couple months off.
What do those look like typically, man?
So like, if it's a corporate gig, it's like $10,000, and then if I speak at a school, like a high school, it's around $2,500, and then if it's like a private, like sometimes I'll speak like a school. They just had a suicide, and the community wants to do an event, and they'll hire me to come speak. Like I'll do that for free.
Yeah,
So it just kind of depends, but sometimes I show up and it's like a big deal. Like people are dressed up and there's food and I'm speaking for a long time and there's 1,000 people. And then other times there's just 13 dudes. And so I don't really do my research. Like I just say yes and I show up. So I'm not really sure what I'm even walking into half the time, but
I love that.
that's kind of the way I like it for some reason. But the smaller groups are nice. It's a little more intimate. Your people are crying and asking questions. The bigger groups are good, but the light's just in your eyes and you're just looking out into a sea of blackness, like, and I'm just crying. Is anyone even out? Like, it's just weird, but
Sounds like life.
yeah. So I mean, it's been a journey though. Like, I've been doing it for years now. So it started off just doing all of them for free, and slowly started to make some money and turn that into a, a fundraiser. What's the word that we use? A nonprofit. So I have a
Mm.
nonprofit. So all the money I make through my public speaking, we donate to families. So this year we're going to donate all the money I make through speaking to this kid named JP. He has cancer. This is his third time with leukemia. The first time he got it, he was 2 years old. So
Mm.
he's been battling. His whole life's just been cancer. So he's 16 right now. So yeah, that's where we're giving the money. And then yeah, I'm just podcasting, upload one a week. Um, have 2 episodes tomorrow. So yeah, just plugging right along.
Do you work a separate job on top of this stuff?
Just the basketball training and the grief guide work.
The grief guide stuff.
But the thing that's nice with those, they're very, like, I can just say yes or no, and they're very flexible, so I can do
Yeah.
those whenever. So
Yeah.
it's nice.
Um, I have a client at the studio. Her name is Hazel. She's about 80 years old. I think she's 76. Sorry, Hazel, if you listen to this. And she does traumatic grief counseling. That's her whole thing.
Oh,
And
nice.
she's like the coolest lady, man. Like one of the people that you meet and you're like, oh, you're a real person. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Anyways,
yeah. It's rolling.
we had like a little advertisement photo shoot at the gym last weekend, and one of the pictures was like everybody in the group in front of the building and holding up a sign and whatnot. And it was such a perfect picture until I zoomed in on Hazel, and she's leaned over like this, going to the camera, and flipping the camera off, man, with both fingers. As a 77-year-old, and I screenshot it and sent it to her. I said, "You're the greatest person I've ever met."
That is so great. Good for Hazel, man. That's legendary.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, it's good to chat with you. It's been a couple years since we chatted, so I guess I'll probably chat with you in a
Yeah,
couple more years.
or less than that, dude. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I'm excited about the book, man. It's already, I mean, like, so check it out. You could give it a 14-day deadline. You could hit these people and say, I need it in 14 days. You could have the whole book done in 2 weeks.
It's not a bad idea at all, honestly.
And then you can feed the whole thing to ChatGPT and say, just polish up their writing styles, make sure to keep them individual.
Man, you're smart over there.
Come on, bro.
Well, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciated it.
All right, Mason. And everybody for listening, thanks for checking it out. If you want to find Mason, where do they find you?
1090 Rule on Instagram. Have a website too you can look up, so check us out.
What's the website?
the10ninety.com.
the10ninety.com, or Mason Sawyer, MasonSawyer on socials. Check it out.
There you go. Thanks, man.